Hello. Welcome back to the Awareness Zone. It must be Thursday. Here I am, my lovelies, with my sassy new haircut. What you think? Super happy. Thank you, Paula Lanzi from Roots Salon in Cranston, Rhode Island. Vote for them for the Best of Rhode Island salon. And if you're looking for a salon, highly recommend. It is beautiful inside, and everyone there is just absolutely delightful. And you walk out looking like this. I'm just saying, it does not get any better than that. So shout out to my girl Paula and all the ladies at Roots Salon. And hello to everybody else. I hope everyone is doing well. So today I'm going to jump right in. After that big old shout out. Today I'm going to jump right in. We are at episode 30 of the Awareness Zone. I can't believe I've done 30 of these so far. So much fun. And hopefully they're getting better and better and better. So for the last 2 weeks, I have been talking about the 3 critical areas that we need to have met in order to thrive and evolve and self-actualize. So the first 2 were safety and belonging. So I covered those in the last 2 weeks. And if you want to check them out, you certainly can. Down in the feed here in the Venture into Change group, or you can always check them out on my YouTube channel, Galen Apt, ABT. So you can check that out if you want to see those. I upload all of those about 3 or 4 days after they air here in the group first. So today, the third and final piece, the critical area we need, I'm talking about validation, all things validation. So we need to know that we're worthy of belonging, right? That we bring something of value to the table that makes us a valued member of the tribe so that we belong, right? So that ties directly into belonging from last week. You want to belong so that you can have the safety of the tribe. See how these circles all tie together and how they're super important. So having validation and understanding your genius, what you bring to the table, is super important so that you understand how you are a valued member, and not that you're like, am I a valued member? What do I bring to the table? What if I'm not safe? So that's why it's super, super important to understand what you do bring to the table. But I have to say, not all validation is necessarily great. Validation can make us feel worthy and confident and provide the trust in our surroundings, but sometimes it can create problems. It can create patterns. It can create mindsets that kind of stick with us for a while. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of my story, a little more vulnerability to just throw out there for you all, because that's what I'm all about. So in my family, I was the youngest of 3, and I was the happy one, the funny one. It's where I got all my validation. I was goofy, I was silly, playful, the clown. It became my role in the family. I was the family clown, actually to the point where one of my nicknames was Goofer, and aunts, uncles, they called me Goofer for a long time. Actually, I still have one uncle that still does. He's so sweet. On the surface, though, it's not bad, right? Being the funny, the happy one, that seems good, right? And it was good. In a lot of ways, it was good, because I do like to make people happy, make them laugh, to be silly. I love that. That's totally part of my nature, right? My magical child just likes to sprinkle a little fairy dust around, and everyone should be laughing and having a wonderful time. And that truly does feed my soul. But as I have done my self-work, and as I have looked back over my life, I realized that when I got older, I took this role. This role, the only role I knew how to get validation, and I brought it into all my relationships. And the way I did that was that I had to make everyone happy. I had to make them laugh. I didn't get upset. Nothing bothered me. I didn't demand anything. I was easygoing. Everything was fine. It's all good. No worries. Nothing ever bothered me. And the message in my head became, if you make others unhappy, they might not want to be around you. Now, I want to say this and be clear. It's not what my family told me, but it was what the message became. The validation I got for my fun, playful, goofy behavior turned into the message of, if you don't provide this, you are of no value and you might get kicked out. Oh, so it made me avoid conflict of any kind at all costs. I provided happiness. I had to be easygoing, because those were my survival tools. Those kept me that valued member, the tribe clown. Here I was, let's have a good time. But no one is happy all the time, right? I got sad, I got mad, I got anxious, I got depressed, just like everybody else. I have all the feelings, like we all have all the feelings. But I had learned to hide it from the world. I had developed my Post-it note facade. Or if you just want this one with the smile. This one has the eyes, which I think is cuter. But basically, I created my little Post-it note facade. I think we've actually seen this in a commercial for depression meds. They actually use the Post-it note facade. So yes, I had created that. Everything is fine. Absolutely. But it also kept me, it also kept others at arm's length, which I didn't realize at the time, but it kept others at arm's length because they were like, wow, she's always has the perfect life. Everything comes easy to her. She's never unhappy. She's always easygoing. They thought I never struggled. It's kind of like, how annoying is that? And so it kept them at arm's length. They didn't necessarily want to show me their raw little underbelly open up. And that felt like I had sometimes had a hard time like making close friends. I had a couple close friends, but not very many. And it was like, I don't know why, but you know, I'm doing my thing. I'm going to keep making people happy and be easygoing and not demanding. But by my mid-30s, the level of denial of my feelings and hiding my feelings began to take a toll, and depression kicked in. And I spent the next decade fighting depression, hiding it, crying in the shower, whatever it took, so that nobody knew. My kids, my husband, my mom, my sister, my best friends, like nobody needed to know this, right? It wasn't until my mid-40s that I began to allow myself to express my feelings and to see that I might actually be more than just the funny one. That I was lovable if I was sad, if I was cranky, if I just agreed with you. I began to feel safe simply showing up who I was in the moment. And it also started to allow others to show up as they were. So they didn't feel they had to put on a facade to be near me, because they're like, oh, well, she's kind of just as effed up and whack as we are. Yeah, she's funny some days, but some days she's kind of quiet or sad or whatever. And oh, she is human. So it opened up my relationships with other people and it allowed them to sort of relax around me, which is quite delightful because I like nothing more than getting to know people on a deep level. So now I actually have a long list of things that I bring to the table. It's quite amazing. And every year I discover something new, like, oh, I'm really good at this. I've got some really sweet nursing skills that I've learned to help people who are recovering or ill, people who've gone through surgery, and I have helped them. I've actually got some sweet nursing skills, I have to say. Kudos to me. And that was a skill that I never thought that I would bring to the table. That was never anything that was in my purview, but I'm pretty damn good at taking care of people I love. So that's an amazing thing. My depression will stop by for a visit now and then, but it does not ever stick around for very long because I have the support. I have tools. I have belonging and a sense of safety that allows me to feel fully supported no matter how I'm showing up. I know that one bad day or a couple bad weeks isn't going to be enough to make these people kick me out. I still bring enough to the table that is valuable to all my tribes in whatever way that is. So this again is awareness, right? Awareness is the key to self-actualization. It unlocks the self-actualization. It's not as easy as you would think it is to say, but must be the haircut. Anyway, I want you to think about it for yourself, right? Ask yourself, where do you get your validation from? Your family, your friends, work, hobbies. Ask yourself, what is attached to that validation? Are you praised for always being perfect, for being put together, smart, funny, capable, good-looking, nice, etc.? Now ask yourself, how does that validation make you feel? Does it make you happy? Excuse me, irritated, trapped? To what detriment are you seeking that validation? If you get your validation from work, are you working so much that you are neglecting literally every other part of your life because the rest of your life you're not sure if you have validation or worth, and therefore you go back and you seek it only from work? So are you neglecting relationships, and is your life very sort of one note? That could be problematic. Maybe you're an entertainer and you feel you always have to be on to be accepted. You always have to be entertaining or have to be the most this or the most that in the room. That's exhausting. Were you validated for your grades or your athletic prowess? Does that mean if you don't get a good grade or you don't score the goal that you won't be on the team or part of the group or important or captain or any of the things that you have been validated for because of those things? Understanding where and how you get your validation is going to open your eyes to these behavioral patterns that you may need to address, and it might also shine a light on where and how you can bring your different qualities that just might be worthy and attract people who value you for those things. So it could very easily broaden your network, increase the tribes you belong to. And that's really exciting. So another thing I want you to think about, 3 lists I want you to make. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this. Make a list of all the ways that others bring value to your life. So all the people who are close to you in your different circles, your family, your friends, your work, your hobbies. Make a list of all the things, the different people and what they bring to your life in those areas, right? Then I want you to make another list. I want you to make a list of all the things that you bring of value to all those areas that you bring. And then I want you to make a third list of all the ways that you would like to add value to all of these areas, and then maybe some areas that you wish to add to your life. And that is all I have for you today. I just want you to sit with this and understand your value and your worth and how amazing you are and what you bring to the table, and really appreciate everything that you are, because it really will make your confidence shine that much brighter, and you will show up in a very different way when you fully understand what you bring to the table. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next week.